Good afternoon. Here we are at the Abel Colley Tavern and Museum on Route 40, and we are featuring our Christmas travels in Fayette County, sponsored by the Fayette County Historical Society. Today our talk is going to be on the Black Horse Tavern, a very important tavern in the past history of Fayette County. Let's go inside. Here you're going to hear the story about what took place on our trail.
Distilled and fermented beverages have long been a part of Fayette County's past and were thus served at the Black Horse Tavern. The early immigrants arriving from Western Europe brought with them knowledge of intoxicating spirits and freely made, drank, and sold the same. History records that the sale of spirits was not only a form of income, but a replacement for legal tender. It was only natural that along a travel route coming through the wilderness or down the rivers, establishments that catered to not only the thirst, but the culinary cravings of a discriminating clientele would arise. In fact, it was this thirst that led to the first test of the strength of the federal government during the Whiskey Rebellion. And here we have our young gentleman who arrived at the Black Horse Tavern traveling on a packet boat, and he made a deal with the tavern keeper. He said he bartered to trade shoeing the tavern keeper's horse for a tankard or two of ale. And it looks like our young man enjoyed maybe more than one or two tankards. And we certainly hope that the horse was shoed properly.
In the corner, we have the tavern keeper, or today he probably would be called a bartender, but he did more than just tend bar. He's dressed for the period, he's wearing a working cap, and he's wearing a work shirt. Now, some would have worn an apron to protect their clothing underneath. The tavern keeper is going to pour a pitcher of Monongahela rye whiskey or something along those lines. On the bar, if we could call it that, we have a piece of stoneware that actually he would be pouring from the stoneware into the pewter pitcher for his guest, as they would have been called at that time. The piece of stoneware that is on the bar cannot be positively identified as to origin. But if I were to make an educated guess, I notice that the lip, as it is called, on the piece is reminiscent of the area around Summerfield in Fayette County. They usually had that type of neck, as it was called, or lip, on their stoneware.